Good afternoon, BSF, Beautiful Soul family. Wow. So, this day, trust. Trust that everything is working out as planned. Divine intervention, divine purpose. Trust. And trust is necessary because sometimes the mission, the soul mission, can become overwhelmingly big. Let me get myself together. Because today started out strong. Spring water, ginger, honey, cayenne pepper. Clear quartz crystal in the water jug, along with elite shungite to make the water vibrate higher. And this is breakfast. Why is it breakfast, and why is it breakfast at 3 o'clock or whatever time it is? Because Spirit Team had me up creating till, I don't know, 6:30 again this morning with a children's story that was given to me a couple of weeks ago. And this morning we are creating the music for the upcoming book. And it was so much fun. It was so flow, you know? Following the promptings of the Spirit. And anyway, so then I slept until 1:10. And if you know me at all, you know that those numbers, the ones and the zeros, have been showing up for me for the last, I don't know, year and a half, like every day, religiously in some form, the ones and the zeros. So I woke up at 1:10. The ones and the zeros mean, have meaning. All the numbers have meaning. Again, I'm reading from King Simon's Neurovation for Mental Stability. 0 is the seed or the womb. It symbolizes higher and infinite potential on a spiritual and physical level, both positive and negative. The symbol of extreme power, messages, and manifestation. 1. 1 is the initial energy to emerge out of the 0 vibration. It symbolizes leadership, trailblazer, original, and straight to the point. Avoid procrastination and indecisiveness. Oh my God. Did I tell you all already that I am challenged by, that I have been challenged by perfection paralysis? But Spirit is like, no more. We're over that. It's time to go. It's go time. Showtime, go time, whatever you want to call it. The ones and the zeros. And then when I add up 110, 1 plus 1 is 0. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. So then I get the number 2. 2 is the dual energy coming from the 1 vibration. It symbolizes companionship, sensitivity, and intuition. Avoid second guessing, imbalance, and hateful thoughts. That's just the basics. I haven't even been able to ingest that entire book, but those are the basics of the numbers that I awakened to this morning. Then I awakened to a phone call from a sister niece of mine, young lady who I call my niece, but she hung up before I picked up the phone. So I don't know what that was, but I'm sure we'll connect when the time is right. But it's always for, an exchange of spiritual healing between the two of us. So I know that that'll cycle back. But so that I was laying in the bed after a dream that I now can't recall, because I guess what was next was more important than the dream. My soul remembers the dream, so my soul got the message, so I'm good. But after that phone call that didn't really happen, the connection didn't really happen physically, then I got a text message. What time that text message came through? Text message from a classmate from high school. This dude blew my mind with his message. It started with, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? And then he went down this whole long, lengthy text, basically saying, Coop, I love that name, I don't know, but Coop, you gotta get the kids. You gotta get to the children. You have to get your message to the children, because I've been sending my video messages to my classmates. I send them to people I care about, and I send them to people who I think have links to people who need the information. You know what I'm saying? So I've been sending all of my videos, whether they were videos that me and my granddaughter did together for our children's YouTube station, or if they're videos for this new Tell I Vision, YouTube station, the spirituality space. I've been sending them to my classmates because I know that other people have reached. You have to share. That's one thing that Spirit has been sharing with me over the last 8 years is you got to open your mouth and you got to share, because you are a vessel. I'm using you. We're using you to get the message out. And so you've got to open your mouth and you've got to push this information forward. You got to share. It ain't about you. It ain't about your ego, your fears. It ain't about, you feeling weird and people looking at you as weird and looking at you as different. And what is Robin into now? My Lord, she's on this. She going to hell. It ain't about that. Spirit said, I don't care about that. You don't care about that. And we're gonna teach you how not to care about that. It's time for the message to be spoken. So he goes through this in this text message, this long message about, Coop, you got to get to the kids. because we're like 59, you know, and some of us have our eyes open and most of us don't. And, you know, this is the end of the road for us pretty much is what he's saying. You got to get the kids, you got to get the next generation on. They got to get on, you know, and I received that message, and I received it in a loving way, you know, because, which is amazing because I'm so sensitive. And back in the day when I functioned more out of my ego than out of spirit, I would have been like, I am getting the kids. I am. What do you mean? What is my purpose? You know, I would have been defensive because I was insecure. But in spirit, I'm not insecure. So I took it in love. I took it in, and I explained to him, and I took it as a reminder from spirit, because I ask every day, what today? What do I do today? Because I'm telling y'all, when I'm telling y'all that spirit has me with 12 balls in the air juggling, you know, and a 1,000-piece puzzle, and 9 wombs, you know, 9 wombs carrying birthing babies, all simultaneous, 9 different babies. When I tell y'all that it's a lot going on in my spiritual life and in my spiritual mission, I mean that. It's a lot. So I have to ask every day, what do I focus on today? Do I get to go outside today and talk to people, or do I stay inside and create? And what do I create? Every day, all day. Okay, what now? Okay, what now? What gets attention now? It's like I said, it's like having 9 babies and, you know, trying to make sure that all of their needs are met. You know, okay, that one's sleeping. Okay, so I need to feed this one. Okay, that one's fed. That one's still sleeping. I need to play with this one for a little while. That one, and that's how my projects are. It's like, okay, work on that for a little while. Okay, put that away. Put it to sleep for a minute. Okay, go over here and get this one. Feed that one for a little. So it's constant. But so I accepted everything he said in love, because it was a spirit message. It was a spirit message. We just had this conversation, and I let it keep going, and I heard, this is the work today. And so it was a spirit message, and I took it in love because spirit has been working on me so that I can be open to receive messages from anywhere and possibly everywhere, and not be offended, not be in my ego, you know. See it as spirit is directing my life. So what can I get from that? So the conversation went on, and I just explained to him my purpose, you know, and basically I said, you know, in my soul mission has been, just so you know, has been asked to focus on all of the folks. Not just the babies, but the adults too, because here's what happens. You have all these enlightened children, right? Before we dim their light, before we shut it down, stop talking to the spirit, stop talking to your imaginary friend, stop acting weird, you know, before we dim their light and shut it down in them. Spirits, the children are enlightened. The children know. I knew when I was a child. And then stop asking questions. Stop doing this. Stop saying that. Stop looking like that. Why are you, you know, being so weird? So then we dim it. We shut it down. So for me, I told him, I have to do both. I have to work with supporting adults, teachers, parents, and I have to work with supporting children in this journey. Because if I just work with the children and don't support adults in this healing process, in this journey to enlightenment, they just shut the kids down with all their fears, with all their baggage, with all their conditioning. Right? So I said, I'm doing both, babe. I'm doing it all. I got that channel for the kids. I got this channel. I said I posted the last Upset the Setup. I posted it to the kids channel too, because I felt like intuitively it was a message that children needed to hear too, because they're being set up and they need to know. So I posted it there too. And kids are the ones that always hear, you're doing too much. You're just doing too much. Sit down somewhere. You're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So I posted it for them too. I posted on both channels. And then I said to him, you know, I need help. This mission is getting really big. I need help. You know, I'm looking for people who can help me to see this thing through. I told him some projects that I have going on. And it takes me so long to get anything done because I'm doing it all myself. Making the pictures, you writing the books, you making the music, you making the video. I'm doing it all by myself, and I'm working full time. I am thankful to Spirit for working that out. And that's another video for another day, but it's definitely a video about trust. So trust. Get back to that. I trusted where the message was coming from. I trusted that he meant well with the message. And as we continued this long exchange in the text message, it was clearer and clearer to me that this was an encouraging message. It was you've been called. Basically, at the end, he was like, I know exactly what you're saying. I get it. But Coop, you've been called. You've been called. You've been called. You're the leader. I'm not a leader. You're the leader. But you know what is so amazing about all that? I swear that I was just thinking, was it this morning? Before I went to sleep at 6 something, I was just thinking about this class that I teach, because I'm always like, why am I here? You know, there's one class that I teach wherein we discuss what's this word? We discuss the roles. We discuss the roles of transformation, you know, the roles of change, you know, like in a movement, right? So for instance, the civil rights movement, everybody wasn't the spokesperson, right? Some people were watching the kids while the march was happening. That's a role. That's a role. That's a major role, right? Somebody was making sure the money showed up for people to get a hotel room, for people to get a, you know, when we march in, whoever, wherever, we need a place to sleep. Somebody was making sure funds were there. That was a major role. Somebody was writing up speeches or literature or handing out, creating flyers and or getting the word out. You know, going to churches and telling people we're going to be doing this on such and such a day to such a, that was somebody's role. Somebody's role was to show up and walk. Not everybody could show up and walk. Somebody's role was to cook the chicken and the greens, so that when the march was over, everybody could come in and be nourished. The nurturer, all of these different roles. So everybody couldn't be Dr. King and Jesse Jackson and Aretha Franklin, and everybody couldn't be, you know, Maya Angelou. Everybody couldn't be the one out front in the movement. People had to be behind the scenes because there's so many roles to be played out to make the thing happen, to make the movement a thing, to make it real, right? So him saying, I'm not a leader. But I'm about to say a cuss word. You are an encourager, because you showed up today And do you need an encourager? Oh my God, yes. And it was perfect timing. Full moon today. Full moon in Capricorn. Powerful spot on my natal chart. Sun in Cancer. Powerful spot on my natal chart. Balance between the two. Personal life, public life. Capricorn, public life and purpose. Cancer, personal life, family, home. Balance. Together. Man. So we end on the note of I wish I could read it, but I'm recording on my phone. We end on the note of, he said, finish the job, finish the work. Finish the work, Coop, because you've been chosen. And some of you who may know me personally know the struggle I went through accepting this work, accepting this role. I ain't want it. My dad was a preacher, a pastor. I ain't want it. I ain't want to be in the limelight. I ain't want to be out front. The leader get attacked. The leader gets exposed. The leader gets, people come at you. People want to poke holes all in you. You can't be human. You can't make mistakes. Past, present, future. But it is what it is. I have cried over, I have dreamt of this. I dreamed one time that I had been called. My mom and my dad had already passed in this physical world. I was sitting on the sofa with my sister and I was bawling my eyes out. And I was saying, I don't want to be a preacher. I don't want to do it. Now in my in this life, in this dimension, physical dimension, all my life, my daddy had called me Daddy's little preacher. Daddy's little preacher. Look at that. Even when my dad had dementia at the end of his life, and sometimes he couldn't remember my name, he would say, there's Daddy's little preacher. And I was like, Daddy, I'm not, for the last time, I'm telling you, I am not a preacher. I am not going to be a preacher. I'm not. My dad passed. I was working in a school. It was the last day for teachers. The night before that last day for teachers, I had a dream. In that dream, I was sitting on the couch, bawling my eyes out with my sister. And I was saying, I don't want to be a preacher. I don't want to be a preacher. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. Now, my mom and dad, who, like I said, had passed at the time that I had this dream, were standing behind me, like in the kitchen, okay, at the kitchen counter. And my mom was making some cream of broccoli soup and some cream of potato soup, I believe. I have to go back and look at the dream. My dad, and she was just making the soup. My dad was standing there with a smirk on his face, standing by my mom with a smirk on his face, just smirking. Not just, you know? And I was crying and I was bawling and I just kept saying, I don't want to be, I don't want to be, I don't want to be. And then my brother came and knocked on the door. Him and my sister's first husband came and knocked on the door. And my brother, who has always been the comedian in our family, just when I opened the door, he said, I got 5 on it, right? And I just started laughing, you know. But then I just left the dream. So I interpreted all of that later, and the interpretations came to me. But I didn't want this. This is not a role that I was like, oh yay, pick me, oh I get to. But one day I said to Spirit, about 3 years into my awakening journey, I said, I'll go. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. So that was about 2 years after that dream. 2 years after that dream, I left my teaching job on some trust. I left my teaching job. I was gonna make that year, because I just got my PhD. I was gonna make that next year 6 figures to teach kindergarten. Something I had done for over 20 years that I could do in my sleep. And Spirit was like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. And I was like, but back to the dream. So the next day after I'd had that dream, I went to work. It was the last day of school for teachers. We had a meeting. There was a lot going on, a lot being said that it was just piercing my heart and hurting my heart, you know. And I don't know if it was hurting my heart because I knew the separation was coming, you know, and it's hard to let go. It's hard to go do something that you've never done, you know, and leave behind what you know and what you do well, you know, what you get paid nicely to do, you know, and what you enjoy, you know. It's hard to leave that all behind and go jump and leap and do something else and take a 25% pay cut to do it. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. That wasn't the year I left. Rewind. That wasn't the year I left. I left, I want to say 2 years after that. 2 years after that. 2 years after that. After that dream, 2 years later, I left the job and all the pay cut and all of that stuff and jumping and leaping. But this was about trusting that I was being called to a new mission. And I was scared. So I'm in this meeting, hearing all these conversations going on. Typical stuff, you know, for schools. You know, teachers are exhausted at the end of the year. We're so glad that it's over, you know, and ready for some rest and stuff. And, you know, but for some reason, the conversations were piercing me a different way. I walked out of the meeting. I went in my room, to my classroom. Yep. Oh, yeah, because that's when I was in C104. And I didn't even end up in C104. Oh, yeah, that was classroom 104. That was, how many years? So that was, I think I was in that other room for 3 years before I finally left. So, yeah, this was 3 years before I left. Oh, my God. I lose track of time. Whatever. So I left the meeting, ran to my classroom, and just bawled, just crying. Kathy, who was a paraprofessional in the preschool classroom and who was a minister as well, her and her husband, came into my classroom and said, you know, I saw you run out. You look like you're going through something. What's going on? And I told her about the dream. And I said, I don't want to be a minister. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. And she said, Robin, look, you already are. You already are. You minister to these babies every single day. You minister here every day. You already are doing it. You already are being it. Relax. It's okay. And she said some other things. I can't recall all the rest of it right now. But from there, it's like I accepted the call. I accepted the call. And I began to really work on My favorite position in the pool, floating on my back with spirit as the water. I really began to work on just laying back on spirit and just floating and letting spirit just take me. Surrender. But active surrender, you got to move your arms a little bit unless you just want to be in one spot on the pool, and let the waves kind of carry you. You won't go too far, So, but if you want to move while you relax in spirit, you can move slightly, move your arms, you got to move some water. You got to slightly kick your feet, and you got to breathe, boy. You got to keep them lungs full of air so you can float, right? But the biggest thing you got to do is surrender. You got to relax on the water, knowing, trusting that it will keep you up, that you are doing your work, the air in the lungs, the slight movement of the arms, and the slight movement of the legs, right? You are doing your part. But your biggest part is trust and surrender. So it's active surrender is what I call it. And that's when I accepted the call. That's when I accepted it and said, I'll go. I'll do it. And from there, I mean, it wasn't like this. That's flatline. That's dead. It was not a path like this. Oh no. It was this. Spiraling up in understanding and wisdom and knowledge and knowing and trust and security and love, right? And it was this chaos. This happens, then that happened. Oop, that fell apart. Oh, that fell together. Oh, wow. Oop, this go this way. Oh, no, let's go. Man, when I tell you, I have drawn images of these processes, and one day I'm gonna show them to you. I'm telling you, the chaos is real, but the chaos is intentional. It's not falling apart, it's falling together. But man, so I had to trust. And I'm going to keep telling these stories because somebody needs to hear these stories, because somebody can relate to these stories. Because you're trying to figure out, like, why is everything seeming to go crazy? Why is everybody seeming to think I'm crazy? Why is everybody walking away? Why am I losing all of this? Why am I being asked to give up my job, my money? Why am I being asked to give away my belongings? Why am I being asked to sleep on my sister's couch, on a blow-up bed, why am I being asked to give up my independence of having my own place and room with somebody else? Why am I, hold on, hold on, wait, I had all the stuff I needed to be independent. Spirit's like, but I don't want you to be independent. I want you to understand interdependence. I want you to understand collaboration. I want you to understand unity. Because you're good all by yourself. You are good. You cool. Like, it's just me. Right? Spirit's like, nah, I want you to learn to work with other people. All of this is in my natal chart. I was rereading it this morning because that text message had me open, had me open to receive. And I was like, okay, what else you trying to tell me? What else? Let me go back and read. Okay, read that. Okay, I got it. Okay, how does that connect to that? Okay, I got it. I read all of this stuff again this morning. All of my notes on my natal chart. All of my notes. I done reread all this stuff today, this morning. Connecting the dots. So, the role. Everybody has a role to play. The first role, the first work of knowing the role is that active surrender. Okay, I won't say first. I guess so. I think so. For me, it was. And second was knowing myself again. Remembering myself. That's why every time I make a video and I say, I know who I am. I know who I am. And I feel like people was getting tired of, okay, so what? You know who you are. I'm just saying, y'all, it's freedom. It is liberty. It is liberation when you know who you are and you know why you're here. So by the end of the text messaging, I was in tears. I was literally in tears, and I only give myself a little bit to cry. The spirit doula says, 15 minutes. I think she said 15 minutes tops, because then your body begins to think there's an issue. You know, the system, the brain, all of the, I can't name all the stuff. I'm not into that like that, but the hormones, the fight, flight, freeze, you know, all of that. Everything starts to activate. Okay, wait a minute, we in trouble, we in danger. So it's like, okay, get your little cry in and stop, you know, feel your emotions and stop, you know, come back to calm. So that's the breathing, which I need to do again. So let me, I get so hyped when I see this stuff come together. Is so exciting. So knowing who you are and what your soul mission is the work. Actively surrendering is the work. Trust, and that requires trust. Both of them require trust, because spirit and your spirit team, and you've got your higher self, your God, your spiritual connection source will begin to show you things that you need to know. Some of it will not be pretty. Some of it will be painful. Some of it will be, you know, beautiful. Some of it will be, you know, whatever. But it's going to be a lot. That's for sure. Because a lot of conditioning has happened. So it has to be a lot to unlearn and undo and untangle all of that. A lot has to go on. So the other reason why that message was powerful for me is because, as I say, there's so much going on. There's so many projects that I have going on that I've been given. I'm not making this stuff up at all. It all is given to me, spiritually assigned to me to do. And like I said, it's like a 1,000-piece puzzle. It's like, okay, where do I start? And me and my mom used to do puzzles all the time, and we would always start with the boundaries, the border, you know, the edges, the outside, you know. It's weird, because spirit, though, starts from the inside out and goes out. Spirit works with me from the inside out. But we would always give it the boundaries. And the boundaries, I would say, are spirit. The boundaries are spirit. Get in spirit. You know, get in formation. Get in formation. Get in formation. In formation. Get in alignment with spirit, with your purpose, with your mission. And that comes from going in meditation, in silence. You know, it comes from questioning. And then you get the information, the knowing. You connect, you stay connected for the powering. And then you move out with all of the power, all of the knowing, all of the information in alignment. You move all of that toward action. Anyway. I thanked my friend for that message because it was another confirmation from Spirit that you are on the path. You know, he is one of probably 10 male classmates that I sent the videos to. He's the only one to respond. And just the other day I was thinking, man, I'm gonna stop sending them stuff. They don't want to hear from me. You know, they probably think, oh God, what is Robin doing now? She all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking, nobody responds, nobody says anything. You know what I'm saying? This last time, nobody said anything. And here it is, almost a week later, on New Moon Day, on New Moon energy, time to manifest. He pops up first thing in the morning, or morning for me, 2:30, 3 o'clock, and says, finish the work, finish the mission. You have been called to lead. Finish the mission. Trust. Just trust. It reminds me of that quote that I'm not going to say perfectly right, and I believe it's Dr. King, that talks about, the quote talks about you don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You don't have to know how the story's going to end. You don't have to know what the outcome is going to be. You just have to follow the promptings of the Spirit and take one step at a time. That staircase is like, right? You can't take but one step at a time. Unless you just teleport to the end, and I guess, I don't know. For me, I need the lessons. I'm told to get the lessons along the way. So one step at a time. Trust. Trusting that the next step will be revealed. I'm being prompted to say this, and I'm saying it in trust because I'm like, say that? Oh God. Say that. All right, here it is. Really soon, I am offering a class for families, for individuals, children, adults, related to doing the work of knowing yourself, knowing your mission, knowing your soul mission, knowing who you are. Whew, okay, I said it. And I'll share the details with you as I get them. And I will not get stuck in perfection. I will not get stuck in perfection. That was another thing he said in his message today, Coop. You can't, he said, a very wise woman once said, you can't get stuck in perfection. I think he was referring to the video that I sent to him. And if not, I'm sure some other wise woman has said that, because Spirit sure revealed that to me. You can't get stuck in perfection, Robin. You'll know as you go. You got to trust me. You got to trust us. So I trust. If you are interested, if you would be interested, email me at rdennisec@gmail.com. That's R as in Robin, DENNISE as in Denise, C as in Cooper, @gmail.com. If you would be interested in something like that, and share this message with a family or a youngster, young person, teenager. I'm talking 8 to 108. I'm talking 8 to 108. Although somebody 108 probably already got it all figured out, but you know what I'm saying. There's no age limit, basically, except on the other end, 8. And if you think your baby is younger than 8 and is ready for these conversations, by all means, bring your baby. You know your baby better than I do. And some of these old souls in these babies. So look, let's not sleep on the little people. Power to the little people, by the way. Let's not sleep on the little people. But yeah, come on. Let me know that you're interested. And let's put it together. Let's go. I'll put it together. We will put it together. And then let's do it. All right. Trust. Whew. This was a long one. But if you rock with it, you rock with it. Y'all, we have got to get past this mental conditioning of 30 seconds of information on social media. 1 minute. 40 characters. I don't know how many characters it is. I'm just saying. That's a whole nother level of programming, to where you can't sit down and take in information that will feed your mind, body, and spirit. Unless it's blowing up, something's, you know what I'm saying, drama, and unless it's, you know what I'm saying, a movie, mind-numbing, making you feel good on the inside, making you dream and have fairy tale. Oh, one day my prince will come. Not if you're not well. Prince is looking for a princess. King is looking for a queen. Queen is looking for a king. Princess is looking for a prince. Whatever. I'm not getting into all the gender stuff, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean. You have to be what you're looking for. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. I didn't even mean to go there. I'm just saying. We've been conditioned, and we got to be able to spend time expanding our knowing, expanding our perspective, expanding our spirit, mind, and body. We got to break free. We got to break the chains. The chains are not just on our body. Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. Take the shackles off my mind so I can be. So I know what I'm dancing about. Take the shackles off my body so I can move it to dance. On my leg, on my back, on my knee, on my shoulder. I'm just saying, all that was me. I ain't making fun of nobody. I'm telling you, me. I was a mess. Body hurting every possible way it could till I took control of it with what I ingest. We got to take the shackles off. Spend 50 minutes watching something that's going to challenge you to do the work to get free. I challenge you to do it. If you rocked with me to the end, that's all on you. Pat yourself on the back, shine your halo, give yourself a hoop-de-doop, whatever you do. If you tapped out early, you just ain't ready. Or this channel just doesn't appeal to you. Either one is fine. But I will that you will trust and do the work. And I'm here to support you in doing that work. That is my soul mission. You, your mama, your baby mama, your baby daddy. No, I'm just playing. I'm just saying, y'all, for real. I love you. And I'm here. Y'all gotta excuse my humor. That's all right. So, peace. Thank you, my friend, for your text message today. I thank you, Spirit, for prompting him to send the text message to me. And I say to you all, open up your eye, open up your heart, and receive the information. Because it's all for your benefit. It's all for your soul elevation. It's all for your soul evolution. And it's all to feed the BSF, the beautiful soul family. Let's go. Peace.